Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and elves of all ages. Yes, because we're doing something special. We're going with the Santa Clauses. Yes, we're doing the review. It's only 6 episodes to begin with. They're about 30 minutes, which is quite interesting. Disney Plus. I have to ask, why did you do 6 episodes? Because I mean, they're 30 minutes. So you could have made it a Christmas special, maybe a Christmas special in 3 parts. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking outside the box. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And mostly because I'm up to episode 5, and episode 5 is fantastic and gets me excited about episode 6. And at the same time, it's like, is that going to be it? I don't know. So we'll see. But the Santa Clauses, of course, this is going to be episode 1, 33 minutes. Good to Ho is yes, that's the title. Good to Ho. Not going to comment on that. It basically comes from a scene in the show that we could definitely go over, but a couple of things. Of course, this is based on the Santa Claus. The original movie, I believe, is somewhere around 1994. And the Santa Claus 2, the Mrs. Claus, that's where we get Mrs. Claus for the first time. And then we got Santa Claus 3, which I loved mostly because Martin Short. I love Martin Short. Can't go wrong with Martin Short, I think. But there was a lot of things happening in that particular movie. And also some of the favorites didn't come back. David Krumholtz did not come back because he was on his show Numbers. Curtis took over in number 3 as the head elf. Curtis, who was introduced in 2, which is, of course, when they had to fight. Man, am I giving too much away? Spoilers! So I give in-depth reviews, ladies, gentlemen, and elves of all ages. I like to talk, discuss. I want to tell you what I like, what I don't like, see what you like, don't like, and go from there. I think so far the show is great, but at the same time, again, I'm wondering why they're only doing 6. But a couple of things. This is specifically just a Santa Claus theme show, just like the movies. Now, of course, we have a lot of Christmas movies with Santa Claus in them, but there's not a lot of movies specifically just on Santa Claus and the mythos. Someone had Elf on a list of Santa Claus movies, and I didn't really agree with that, mostly because you don't get to see Santa a lot. But I guess, since it deals with the elves, okay, I get it. Hey, I love that movie, so I'm not putting it down whatsoever. But I'll go ahead and give you my list of top Santa Claus movies, and we can roll right into the episode. Welcome, of course. This is Raves and Rants of a Mad Fool. I am the Mad Fool. And, we're gonna do what we do. Some of my favorite Santa Claus movies, and this is in no order, but, you have to mention Santa Claus, the movie, with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. And yeah, there's just something very special about that movie. It still holds up to this day. I love it. Then we got this one, the original Santa Claus in 1994. I loved it. I loved Tim Allen. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. And it was a great little spin on the story, on the magic. It was original. Granted, probably a bit yuppie. Young urban professional. Having a clause be something. The clause being the last part of a contract. The last part. It's not the last part. Clause is a clause. It might be that it's somewhere in the last sentence of a paragraph, I believe. But hey, anybody a lawyer out there, let me know. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know. I love the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. You don't have to do it now, but definitely if you can, it'd be much appreciated. So we're gonna, wait, let me, I'm not finished. Santa Claus, I will mention the Christmas Chronicles. I thought Netflix, Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, I thought it was good. I also thought Kurt Russell, yeah, I believe him as Santa Claus. That's a heck of a beard, and it's his beard. For me also, I have to bring up, I'm not sure how many people have seen it, Arthur Christmas, this little animated flick about Santa and the Santa family, which kind of reminds me a little bit about what's happening here in Santa Clauses, because now, Scott Calvin, ex-Scott Calvin, Santa Claus himself, does have some children, and we're going to talk about that. So, but Arthur Christmas, I have to say, I have to bring it up. It was probably the only movie I've ever watched in theaters, or that I can remember, with my grandmother, and it was a wonderful moment, because it was myself, my mother, my grandmother, and my two boys, and we watched Arthur Christmas sometime in December, and it was just beautiful. I love that movie, and I guess it always reminds me of my grandma, who unfortunately is not with us. Rest in peace, Mima. And let's move on before I start crying. All right, so first scene that we get is Kal Penn. Kal Penn, love Kal Penn. He's working on his Christmas. Apparently, he's working on his company, Everything Now. Some type of shipper, possibly an Amazon destroyer of some sort. Yeah, so we get his daughter, and you can see his daughter, of course, decorating. Cal's still working on Christmas Eve. He's got Yale across his, I believe it's a hoodie. And I think to myself, listen, I've never met anyone from Yale personally. But if this is what they teach at Yale, dude, go be with your daughter on Christmas Eve and help her decorate the room, guy, okay? I'm just saying that about the character. I believe his name is Simon. Simon. That's telling. But he brings up the graph, the pie graph, and I love, what's the 17% other? And then immediately my mind goes into the numbers saying, what is this 17% that he's saying? Is it 17% that Santa does? So wait, does Santa only deliver to 17% of the world, which means only 17% of the world has kids who are not naughty, or who are not naughty that also believe in Santa, because of course you have to believe in Santa to get a gift from him, no? I don't know. Let's go into it. We get this great little scene. Of course, it's Santa. He's going on Simon's house. He's arrived. Simon says, "Marauders! Marauders, guy? What are you, a pirate?" He goes into the panic room, and like, I guess the CEO, he's got a panic room. Okay, hey, I don't knock it. If it makes your family safe, do it. Go for it. We get a little scene, of course, with Noel. I love Noel. I gotta say, I'm loving Noel. I think to myself, and there are a lot of comments that Noel makes, but I think to myself, is Noel riffing all the time and improving? He's so good. This kid is so good. And I gotta say, the real talent on the whole show are the elves. These kids, these little performers, man. Betty alone, her mannerisms, the way she speaks, the things that she does, I feel like I'm looking at an adult, like straight up an adult. So I gotta give it up to the the elves, the performers. A lot of great talent on this show. And I'd like to say, hey, elves got an elf. Elves got an elf. So then we get the list, and Santa, back to Santa and Noel. It looks like not a lot of kids are on that list. He's wondering, oh, what happened? And then he goes to a familiar home. Lands, goes down the chimney. It's like, whoa, chimney, okay. And then we get the little girl from the original movie. Not, of course, the actress. But we get someone portraying her, and she's all grown up, and apparently it's no longer, hey Santa, and I've got soy milk for you and cookies. No, it's a home invasion. Throw the wine bottle right at Santa. It's great. So it looks like Santa's got, he forgot that it's been 28 years. Now my question of course to this is, has it been 28 years since the last time you've been there? or you can't even remember the last time you've been there. I mean, you mentioned 28 years. And by the way, 28 years to the day, or to the year, if anything, is the how much time it's been since the release of the first movie. So yes, Scott Calvin has been Santa Claus for about 28 years. Amazing that we get, in this day and age, we get movies that go out across almost 3 decades. It's fantastic in my opinion. But the home invasion. Santa, by the way, he's got a brand new beard. He's a little bit more streamlined. So I think, look, if I was this girl, it's like, wait, you're not the same guy. That's not the same beard. Throw the wine bottle. So, we get him realizing that it's been a long time. But he still gives her a Polly Pocket. She's reminded about her mother throwing away that Polly Pocket because of the Polly Pocket potty party. Anybody remember Polly Pocket? I do. I didn't play with them, but I remember the commercials. And I always thought, that's not for me. I don't like little things. We got some funny elves, of course. Mrs. Claus, come in, Mrs. Claus. Still lovely, still wonderful. Then, of course, we get somewhat of something's happening here. There's something with the magic. It's not happening. Santa apparently lied to Noel. He says something about, don't worry about the gauges. They're made out of candy. They don't even work. Who knows? Everything's made of candy, apparently, in the North Pole. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. I mean, it'd be a heck of a vacation, and then I'd still need to have a vacation just to lose the calories. Sounds fun. So they take a nosedive. Uh-oh, we don't have magic. I smell despair. No. Why do you smell like despair, Santa? Then we flash to the intro, and I gotta say, I love this intro. It's short, it's wonderful, it's surreal. You get candy, you get a reindeer in your face, Santa going crazy, and then it's like, hey, it's Christmas. I love it. I really do. So we have that great intro. Hey, then it's like the White House, like, Santa and the North Pole is the White House. They got to call Mrs. Claus. Miss Claus, it seems like the sleigh has arrived, but your husband has not. I can't do Betty. I'm not going to do Betty. She's great. I would never try to do Betty. But then we get finally, forgot about the introduction of Buddy Calvin Claus. Buddy Calvin Claus was actually born in Santa Claus 3, the third one. Interesting. Sandra, we now see the sister, Sandra. She comes in with Louis. Apparently, she's having some popcorn with a friend from the North Pole. Is it a ferret? I don't know what it is. Is it a raccoon? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Someone tell me what it is. By the way, Sandra, the actress that plays her, is actually Tim Allen's real daughter. They have said that basically she auditioned for another part, but she was so good that they gave her this one. I have to say, she is very good in this, so I'll believe the story. A lot of people are going to be like, nepotism. She's a kid. And she's very good. That's all I have to say about that. Why, oh why, Edie wants Harry Styles to be Santa Claus? I don't understand. I really don't, Edie. Edie's very, very fun. It's just also got some great little comments. So we're going to go over a couple of those. But then we get the, hey, I fooled you. And then, hey, the elves are wake up to sugar and spice and everything nice. And, Betty wants to make a report on something that happened or didn't happen. I don't know. And we learn, of course, that elves, apparently in this universe, they don't like to vacation. They just like to work, like a lot. Like Santa mentions a vacation. Everybody gets a vacation. Or we can go back to building toys. Yay! They have to be magical. They have to be magical after that statement. Give me a vacation. Yeah, let's go. So apparently I want to say that someone is trying to bring back the music video. I'm all for it, because the elves break out into this wonderful song, of course. Santa says, hey, let's go enjoy our own Christmas. Kids are already asleep, even though Mrs. Claus is like, hey, they're not kids anymore. They don't fall asleep. No, they fall asleep. So then we get something interesting that Mrs. Claus starts asking about the before name. Your name was Carol. Well, I call you Carol, but Santa's like, hey, but wait, is it your name? Because I call you Carol sometimes, and you don't answer. You don't say anything. Okay, no, Carol was my before name. Before. Okay, before name. Let's go with that. Santa can't even, like, straight up, he cannot have this conversation to the point where he tries to use his magic to flee from it. Luckily for Miss Claus, he's running out of magic. He goes to the doctor, apparently. He sits down with the elf doctor. My belly. It doesn't jiggle like jelly anymore. Something's going on. I know, you don't. You're down to only 3 chins. Only 3 chins. Only 3 chins, you say? I'm not going to shame anybody. But only 3 chins. Okay. Your magic. What's going on with it? I don't know, but soon I'm going to be ripped. I might have abs. I'm losing my magic. And then, of course, we get the montage. Doctor says, you got to get this back. You got to get on it. And so he does. And so, like all great movie montages, it's a bit of Rocky. It's the Rocky montage is epic. All Rocky montages are epic. You go watch Rocky 4. You tell me that him working out in Russia isn't one of the best montages of all time. Okay? Go. Comment. Let's go. Let's talk about it. But, no more belly full of jelly. We get the montage. Candy Death, by the way. Looks like he's making Candy Death. My Lord. He's working out. By the way, he's working out by doing nothing. And he does nothing. He does nothing very well. Then, of course, we get the meeting about who's naughty and nice. Edie with her comments. Is naughty still naughty? We don't know. Interesting fact here. So, it seems like Santa is not liking this, even though Edie goes back and forth. She's got a little, maybe all boys are naughty and all girls are nice. And Santa's like, well, wait, I thought you were saying, let's be a little bit better about this. Yes, but then I felt the power. Power corrupts, Edie. Power corrupts. Then, of course, we get this little meeting between Noel and Betty. This is great because we find out that they're married to each other. This is great banter between 2 kids, basically portraying elves that have been around for thousands of years. I thought it was great. I love Bubbles. Bubbles. What about Bubbles? No, you have to understand, magic's fading. It might be the end of Christmas. But Honey Buns. No, Noel. At home, I'm Honey Buns. Only at home, Noel. And my Honey Buns. So then we get a little bit of Buddy. Buddy seems like an absent-minded kid a bit. I wonder if they're playing on this whole thing where he's obsessed with video games. Not sure. We can see that the kids basically trying to be close to dad. It's 1 year already has passed, so it's been a whole episode, and basically we've gone through a year, and here it is again. The kids are trying to spend time with dad, and dad is Santa Claus and needs to go do his job. Little duality there between Yale Simon. I'm gonna mention that. Then we go to Simon, because then we basically see that Everything Now promised to deliver Everything Now. No. Listen, we said it would be by Christmas, but we didn't say which Christmas. Hassan, that didn't play. Who's Hassan? Because he gets another one. It's like, don't hate the player, hate the game. Like, number 1, who's Hassan? Number 2, why are you listening to him? Okay, Simon? Come on. Then we get, Simon looking, and He's down and out. He's looking up. He sees Santa go through the vortex. Why can't we do that? Subplot. All right, let's go. Santa's a bit down. Last scene of Santa being a little bit down, and Noel is being, in my opinion, a true friend. He's being supportive. I love this character. Santa falls off the roof. That's what happens. Seriously, he tries to, his sack. And by the way, Noel has Santa, your sack. What's wrong? Listen. In any other context, if a male yelled that out to another male, we wouldn't be talking about a gift bag. Just gonna say that. But then, of course, Santa falls off the roof. We leave it at that. And it's a bit like the first movie. I really don't think they're gonna do anything like the first movie as far as anyone taking over for Santa in that way. But we'll see. This is the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't believe you're staying around here for 21 minutes. I apologize for going so long. I might have to streamline these. But listen, I like to give in-depth views. And part of that is, I'm only by my 27th video. And I, quite frankly, still don't know how to put any scenes in. I mean, look, yes, I know how to splice and this and that. I don't really know how much I can show, how long I can show, what I could show. I'm going through that. By the way, please, if you have a suggestion, comment. If you have something that you'd like me to do, comment. If you want to, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, share my channel. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.